Hi everyone, my name is Gwyneth and I am 19 years old. I go to Fresno City College and today I want to talk about hot air balloons, but especially why hot air balloons only fly during sunrise and sundown. To start off, I want to ask you guys some questions. How many of you have ever seen a hot air balloon? Okay, how many of you have seen a hot air balloon during the day? Okay, I know it's very uncommon. To start off with, for you guys who don't know what a hot air balloon is, this is a hot air balloon. And a hot air balloon is an aircraft that is lifted by hot air inside the balloon with usually fire. Okay, so now we want to talk about how does it work. So I want to pull up a picture of the structure of a hot air balloon. And I want to start off with the theory that hot air rises and hot air is less dense than cold air. With this theory, I want to make the assumption that this is why hot air balloons rise. To make the hot air balloon ascend, the pilot heats up the fire inside the nylon envelope, and the envelope is the balloon, as you could see here, somewhere here, which makes the air less dense inside the balloon and from the outside, and that's why it lifts. How high the air balloon goes is how dense and how hot is the air inside the balloon and how it contrasts from the outside air. And the greater the density, the greater the difference between densities inside the balloon and outside the balloon is what makes the air balloon go higher. The highest it could go is 3,000 feet. Okay, I'm gonna show you another picture, which is here. Okay, now for the real thing. Why can't balloons fly during the middle of the day? Well, during the day, the sun heats the ground, which causes these columns of rising hot air that go skywards, which are called thermals. And these thermals cause drafts, limiting the cause up and down drafts that limits the pilot's control over the balloon, which could be very dangerous. And also these thermals can also cause the calm winds in the sky to mix with the higher winds and can cause very strong storms, windstorms. And this can be very dangerous, obviously, and it could throw off the balloon. Even though there are some exceptions, let me show you another picture. Okay, with this picture, as you could see, the balloon can shift either way, and then these are thermals. These thermals could be very dangerous, so that's why people prefer using the hot air balloons during sunrise or sundown, where the sun isn't as strong and can be less damaging to people in hot air balloons, and the pilots could have more control over the aircraft. There is some exceptions during called seasonal flexibility, which is a season where temperatures are very low, or in places where temperatures are usually very low with no winds. And the cold weather, there are day flights, as they are called, and they could be during the middle of the day, in the morning, in the evening, but it is very rare, and it's only used in some parts of the United States, usually in parts where there is no wind and really cold temperature. And I can show you a picture here of a daytime flight. These flights are usually between the seasons of September and December, but they can vary depending on what country or what state you are in. They're usually, as I mentioned, in really cold places. And another thing is that the balloon is made out of nylon, so it is very resistant to the heat inside the balloon, and the people do go in the basket, and there is a sandbag when they are going down. They throw that back to level the pressure and the weight of the hot air balloon so they could go down. And also for them to go down, they start turning off, the pilot starts turning off the heat inside the hot air balloon to make the air colder. As it gets colder, it gets more dense, and it gets more familiar and more similar to the outside air in its density, which limits the aircraft from going up and it starts going down. With this, it will eventually have a safe landing on the floor. And with hot air balloons, you could do pretty much anything, from dates, picnics. It could be a really fun date with your family, your friends, or your partners. And I would really recommend going once in your lifetime. Thank you, and this is it for today. I hope you guys really liked learning a little bit more about hot air balloons today, and I hope you have a nice day.